Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Focal Plane podcast. And thanks so much for everyone who's subscribed already. But if you haven't given it a subscribe, please do so and give this video a like and a share when you can. So I'm really pleased today to be joined by Darren Lang of Zenith Black. Hello.
Yeah. Hi, Sam. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, pleasure, man. So you work in the travel industry, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what? Just give us a broad brush. Tell us what that is. Tell us what you do.
Yeah. So I look after the travel for mainly corporates.
Yeah.
But now I'm with Zenith Black. I also look after leisure travel as well.
Okay.
So anything and everything around a trip that people need, even as far as restaurant reservations.
Oh, nice. So really that sort of granular detail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the typical client for you? Like who's the sort of person who gravitates towards you? I know you've just mentioned you do a whole broad brush of, be it corporate or leisure clients.
Yeah.
But just give us a few examples. Like what would be the bread and butter for you?
Yeah. So corporate wise, people that travel long haul.
Yeah.
That's where I can add the most value to their company. People going on holiday, pretty much anyone. Am I going to add value to a last minute weekend to Benidorm? Probably not. But that's not to say that it can't be done.
Okay. So why do you say that? Why do you think actually that wouldn't necessarily be as impactful?
Yeah, because something like that, but for short haul, we don't necessarily get the best deals.
Okay.
We get what the airlines sell.
Sure.
For long haul, that's where our contracts really make a difference. But yeah, a European city break or short haul, if you want high end, then that's where we really come into our own.
And can you give us some examples of where maybe you've, through the work that you've done, you've added some real benefit, or maybe, I'm not just talking about saving money necessarily, albeit that could be part of it, but where you've made the journey smoother, or where you've actually facilitated something that would have been really difficult for someone to do on their own, be it in a corporate environment or otherwise?
Yeah. I can use an example of today.
Sure.
Already this morning, I've got a client traveling from New York to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Their flight has been cancelled by their airline, who have reprotected them onto an indirect flight.
Okay.
Arriving 5 hours later.
Sure.
So they're going to miss what they need to be there for. But I jumped straight on, got them an alternative with an alternative airline, and it saved them £200 on what they'd originally paid as well.
Oh, brilliant. Okay.
So yeah, they're win-win.
Yes.
Just arrived half an hour later than they originally planned.
That's a bit bizarre when you think about it, really. So the original plans fell through these things are completely out of everyone's control, right? It happens all the time. Yeah. You turn up, you expect it to go smoothly, it doesn't.
Yeah.
And you just left at the hands of the gods, except
that's it.
Darren comes in, swoops in and says, oh, do you know what? Not only can I sort this so you get to where you need to get to, but it's even cheaper than when you first booked it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there's some clients that something will always go wrong.
Sure.
And I'll name drop her in the way of the Greek godmother.
Okay.
She'll watch this and she'll know exactly what I'm talking about. She's travelled during ash cloud, COVID, had an hour to get out of Lebanon when things kicked off over there. And most recently, she had to cut a trip short. When she was going, I said, I'm going to block your number. Knowing full well she would contact me. Obviously didn't block her number.
Yeah, good. And for the record, yeah.
And she contacted me. And we had to get her back from a trip quite urgently.
I feel like more people need to know about this person and just have a GPS tracker on wherever they are and just say, do you know what? Like, I'm going to have at least 100-mile radius away from that.
That's exactly what I've said to her.
Brilliant.
Yeah. I said to her, I know when you're traveling, I'm not traveling.
Wow.
Oh, and I didn't mention the forest fires in Sydney.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you, Godmother. Good. So, but that's but all those examples you give as well, like as hilarious and sometimes I guess tragic as that might be, that must be an ordeal to sort out, right? So
Yeah.
I can just imagine if you were on your own, if
Yeah.
I was on my own in those scenarios, thinking, oh, I've got an hour to get out of Lebanon, I've got
Yeah.
a forest fire that's messed everything up, I've got, a pandemic suddenly kicked off while I'm mid-flight, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
That's I can't quite. I mean, I'm getting sort of palpitations thinking about it almost, like just the stress that might cause you if you're on your own devices, left in a complete situation where you just don't actually see a way out, because who knows how this is going to sort out. You could be in an airline or airport, should I say, for the people who are in the same boat as you. Everyone's got the same problem now to solve. And that can be very, very difficult, not only because it's so hard to think clearly in those scenarios, but I wouldn't even know where to start. I'd just be running around like a headless chicken trying to find somebody who knew something about whatever it is I needed to do, all the while thinking, this is going to cost me money, this is going to cost me money, it's going to cost me time. I could be trying to get to something really critical, I'm not going to get there. I could have family waiting for me, friends waiting for me, something. That is overwhelming in the vast majority of cases, right? So this I guess is where you could add some immense value by being like somewhere else able to see the whole situation and sort it out. So how does that kind of work with you?
So I guess the way that I deal with those situations is take the emotion out of it. So when it's happening to you, and I've experienced it myself when my wife broke her ankle in Lanzarote, you worry about it. You don't know what to do. You don't know who's going to help you. But because it's not happening directly to me, I don't have that emotion attached to it. I have the empathy, obviously, for the situation that someone's in. And because I've taken the emotion out, I can deal with it a lot calmer. When we book flights and hotels, we have direct access. Pretty much every travel agent does. Has direct access into the airline system. So if you're dealing with it yourself, potentially, and through COVID, for example, people were on the phone for 7 or 8 hours. I had to do that for my own personal trip with an airline. And by booking through an agent, we have, as I say, direct access, and we can just go in and change your flight. We can see live availability. Right, this flight's available, that flight's available.
Sure.
This is what it's going to cost you if you do this option. This is what it's going to cost you if you do that option. And because we've got access to all the airlines, we have the broader scope. So if you've booked a flight with British Airways, they're going to help you with a British Airways flight or a partner. They're not going to help you necessarily with a Virgin flight.
The whole plethora of what could be available, right? Yes.
So we can give every detail that's available. Touching on my own experience, we were on a family on holiday, Lanzarote. We went on a boat trip. Cut a long story short, wife broke her ankle in three places. Midway through the holiday, we had travel insurance. They were no help. But just before I left the house, I went back and picked my laptop up. And I'm so glad I did. Because, as I say, I could see the live availability. So where the insurance company were telling me there's no flights, I could see there were flights. It was just flights they didn't want to book for us because they were going to be expensive. So I had to book our own flights to get us back. Because she had to have 3 seats in economy.
Of course,
because she had to keep the leg elevated.
Yes.
And it was that bad. She's got pins and screws in it now. She did a proper job on it.
But I mean, flip that scenario around. Like if you didn't grab your laptop, if you didn't have the knowledge that you have, what would happen? Right. You just kind of, I'm literally stuck in a rock and a hard place now.
They were the exact words I used with the insurance company. Said, I know what I'm doing. Luckily, this was a little old lady and her husband had a heart attack. She's just going to take your word for it and just sit there and not know what she's going to do. Where does my next flight come in?
I mean, so that's I think that alone just really demonstrates the power of the kind of thing that you can offer in terms of, we were talking about value earlier, but there's this almost priceless element to the peace of mind and the emotional security. Because like you say, you're able to empathize, you're able to understand the person's situation, but be in an overview to really help narrow this down. You haven't got the baggage in your mind that's distracting you, albeit clearly in this example. But I don't know how much you like your wife, but clearly in this example, this was different. But still, because you're armed with that information, you can sort it. And if you could do that for yourself in the heat of the moment, it suggests to me that when you're not in the heat of the moment with your clients, actually you're able to just do and sort things out in a very, very efficient way, which is brilliant.
Yeah, exactly. And I've been, so since I left school, I got into travel 28 years. So if I haven't seen the situation, I've heard of the situation. So there's not many things, I've said it now, it's going to happen tomorrow, isn't it? Touch wood. There's not many situations where we don't know what to do.
I'm trying to imagine what that could be now. What is it that you've now jinxed? I dread to think of a situation, but if a situation's happened, I've known about it. You've dealt with it, or at least something analogous to it, right?
Yeah, or a colleague's dealt with it and we've spoken about it and know the ways around it.
Awesome, man. So okay, you nicely led me down to exactly where I was going to go next. 28 years in travel. Tell us about that. So what is it that got you into it? You say you went straight from school into that industry. Take us through that journey.
I wasn't academic at all at school.
Sure.
Not in the least bit. I was awful at school. Not behavioural, but learning, didn't want to learn, thought it was pointless.
Well, I guess and to interrupt you already, sorry, I know you're in your mid-flow in your story, but everyone learns differently.
Yeah.
So it sounds to be the tone of voice you use with the way you say that. Sounds to me it's more of a, like, obviously I know what I'm doing and I clearly can learn properly. There are just ways that the school system perhaps didn't quite fit you.
Yeah, which in the 90s was probably the case, wasn't it? That everyone was one size.
Sure.
If you were naughty, it was because you were naughty. But actually, now we know that that's not necessarily.
Potentially, yes.
So my cousin worked in travel and she got me my work experience. So that was in the November of my GCSE year. And they said to me, right, once you've done GCSE, you've got a job. Right, brilliant.
Happy days.
Yeah, I like holidays. So I think this could be good for me. So I was 16, started in a little admin job. And worked through, started doing rail. And then I worked on government accounts doing their flights. And then I moved around a little bit. Probably in 28 years, I haven't had as many jobs as a lot of people.
Sure.
I was at one for 10 years. I was at another for 15 years. So that's the big majority of my career.
So, and that's, even though you say you've not necessarily had as many different roles, etc., but that's a lot of time understanding an industry in a lot of depth.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
And what's been like in that time? What's been the biggest thing that's maybe shifted or changed or maybe impacted the way you do things?
COVID changed obviously a lot. So I worked right the way through COVID. I was busier than I'd ever been just because of the accounts that I dealt with. And they were all key workers and had to still travel. But since then, I think the travel industry was one that you got into and you didn't get out of. But COVID forced people out. And from my previous job, recruitment became very difficult. So a lot of the big companies have pushed people onto using online tools. So you still get the backup of someone and they've still got the live access, but everyone's booking their own travel. Which some people like. And for huge companies, it's a no-brainer. But for smaller companies, they don't necessarily need to be using an online tool. They don't need a platform because a human can still deal with it. If they're doing, 50, 60 flights a month, a human can deal with that easily. If they're doing 1,000, 2,000, then...
Fine, that's a different story.
They can't, So I think that's been the biggest shift recently. But I've seen a lot of changes through the years. I mean, it was probably my first 2 years, we were still handwriting tickets.
Oh, God. Wow. Okay.
Train tickets, air tickets.
Yeah.
A lot of it was still handwritten.
Gosh, imagine if we had to go full circle back to that, right? Jeez.
Yeah.
People have forgotten how to write now. It's just
Yeah, I
like-
know, exactly. Yeah. Right? Pen,
Yes, pen.
paper?
Yeah, trying to get people to sign like photography contracts is interesting sometimes. Like, so what do I do with these things? So,
Yeah.
Okay, I'll email it to you. Fine.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's so you've seen like the birth of the modern world in
Yeah.
travel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
In that respect.
Yeah.
And you know been there, brought the t-shirt, everything. But what is it that's really kept you in it? So I get that the story that you gave.
Yeah.
You know, your cousin offered you this job. You like the idea of holidays, so you got into
Yeah.
it, and now here you are 28 years later. But
Yeah.
what's kept you in that position? Because like you said at the beginning, people sometimes try and find themselves in their career or try and
Yeah.
try a few different things or extend the scope or breadth of what they want to explore just for their own selves, right?
Yeah.
But what is it that keeps the fire for you burning in that? Why are you so fiercely passionate about it?
You know what? I love the people in the travel industry.
Yeah.
Like, there's some absolutely brilliant people. I could count on one hand how many people that I dislike that I've ever worked with in that 28-year period. So I think that's one of the big things that has kept me into it.
What do you think that is? Like, what is it that makes people in that industry kind of gravitate towards you or vice versa?
Really don't know. Yeah, that's a good question.
If you had to, like, now that I've posed that question to
Yeah.
you, if you had to gun to head answer, what would you give?
Yeah.
What do you think it is?
That is one thing I would say has probably changed over the years.
Yeah.
It used to be a lot of fam trips where airlines and hotels would put on trips. There used to be hotel events where basically the hotel is showcasing their property and just ply you with alcohol and food. So in that environment, it's easy to get talking to people.
Sure.
It knocks down a lot of barriers, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course.
But I guess longevity in in travel. So you're working with people, you build a reputation, then people introduce you to other people because of
Yes.
your reputation and
Yes.
good at your job. And people will say, if you're stuck with something, he's a person to go to.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
you build a good reputation and rapport with people that way.
Yeah. And the fact that you value that, like, says something to me, really,
Yeah.
because a lot of people may assume, and I'm not just talking about the travel industry, I'm talking about lots of different industries where we may not necessarily, like, I don't know the travel industry very much, apart from what you've been telling me, and I've spoken to other travel agents in a similar sort of vein before. But the way you talk about it, like actually this evolving career of your own,
Yeah.
and actually that you see the bigger picture, you're trying to actually move up ladders, you're trying to see where the next thing can take you, how you can grow your own reputation, how you can do something bigger, something more challenging, something else. That's like, I love hearing that, because it tells me that you're not, this explains to me why it's been 28 years in the same industry, because you see the potential of something bigger.
Yep.
And you're always chasing that, trying to improve yourself, what you do, the processes, everything. Focusing on the people it's just great.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I love.
Yeah.
And because sometimes you're hearing people talk about it and it sounds like a job. It sounds like a thing they just get up and do and that's it.
Yeah.
But actually here you're on a different sort of trajectory, and you have been for all that time.
Yeah. I mean, there was a period, I'm not going to talk about it too much because it was just a horrendous time, but there was a period where I left a job of 15 years to join a company. I'm not going to go into it because it's not right, but it didn't go well.
Sure.
And that's when I joined Zenith Black.
Yes.
And when I joined the other company, it was a flip up between the two.
Okay.
So with Zenith Black, there's 16 of us. We're all self-employed.
Sure.
So that's been a big challenge for me because it's the first time I've ever done that. But I'm really enjoying it. And I've had to learn new skills because I'm responsible for everything that I do.
Yeah.
So sales, for example, something I've never had to do. We've always had a team of
there's a sales team over there.
That bring all the business and then give you the business, and you just work on it.
Yes.
But being self-employed, I'm responsible for that as well.
Yeah.
Which that's been the biggest challenge.
It's a steep learning curve, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, and I think so many of us who, go into either starting our own businesses or becoming self-employed, underestimate that massively.
Yeah, definitely.
Just, we're so used to this stuff either happening or somebody else's department, or we don't appreciate that there's a hell of a lot of skill, a hell of a lot of nous that goes into these things that take time to develop. Like there's no shortcut to that.
And it's a lot of luck and a lot of timing.
Yes,
especially with travel and looking at companies for their business travel. It's about timing, because if something hasn't gone right, that's when they're going to jump at the opportunity of exploring elsewhere. If things are going very, very well, they don't need to think about moving. Why would you?
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
So that's where the timing comes in. And also you kind of feel, at what stage am I being too pushy? What is too much contact with a prospect? What's not enough contact? So it's trying to figure that out as well.
Yeah, and being malleable to different scenarios as well, because like we were suggesting before, there is, in anything that we do, there is no one size fits all. And having a good process behind it is key, clearly. And making those robust decisions that you need to make. But even then, you'll find that things can throw you odd curveballs. And especially if you're in Zenith Black, like you say, you've had to learn these new skills. That on top of all the things you're already very good at, it's okay. How do I meld this layer into what I'm doing already without now compromising what I'm already doing? Right. I mean, those sorts of thoughts, do they come up? Has that been an issue for you, or?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. I mean, when I finished with the other job, mentally it really, really affected me.
Sure.
Because I'm like, well, this was meant to be. I've left a really good job.
Yes.
This was meant to be even better. It hasn't been.
Didn't work out, sure.
And then I'm like, well, how do I provide for the kids and the family? So that really, really affected me. Doctor put me on some pills for a period of time, which helped. And then I thought, right, I've got to just snap out of this and do what I can. So that's when I started working at Sainsbury's as well, because everyone still needs to pay a mortgage when you set up self-employed. So I wanted to give myself the best chance of being able to build something and being able to provide for two teenagers. Well, she's like a teenager, but two teenagers. She's 10, but she's definitely not 10.
She's 10 teen, yes. Yeah, okay.
Exactly. But yeah, I've been working 7 days a week since July.
Wow.
Because I wanted to give myself the best opportunity to make this career path work. And gladly I can say, I say gladly, I actually really enjoyed doing the deliveries, really enjoyed it. But I finished last Sunday. So I've now got my weekends back. I can now continue going to football, because I know my boy's missed me going. He's still been going. But I know he really misses me going. So I'm back on the case of going to Arsenal at a good time.
But hey, man, like that's I mean, there's so many things there. I mean, congratulations for getting to that point where now you can say, right, I don't need to do that graft anymore. And now I can really focus on the whole purpose of why I was doing it in the first place. But I mean, that says a hell of a lot. Like you're pulling every shift here, there, and everywhere to get yourself steady after what sounds like a very difficult time. To then having all that thought around your family circumstances, around obviously providing for them, but you're in this situation where you're trying to rebuild a career. That, I mean, what was going through your head when you were starting that process? I mean, how was that? How did that feel?
Started off as a need. That I need to do this now. I must do this. I have to do it. Which wasn't necessarily the most enjoyable start. So I started in May. And And it probably took me a month to kind of start realizing exactly what I'd got myself into and thinking, actually, I can enjoy this. It just seemed very, very stressful at the start, thinking I've got no business whatsoever.
Yeah.
And actually, one of the things that really helped me was in the September, I paid to do some sales training
Yes.
with a guy called Matt Elwell. And it was brilliant. It only scratched the surface. And obviously, it's a service that you need to pay for.
Sure.
It's kind of that vicious circle that I know if I can pay that money now, I'm going to build a client base quicker. But I don't have that money now until I've got clients.
Yes.
So that's something that I've put back on the radar now.
Yeah.
And he's really good. He's stayed in touch.
Yes.
The odd message here and there, how you getting on.
Yeah.
But it's definitely something that I'm going to revisit as soon as I've got the money to lay out for it, because what he does is unbelievable.
It's investing in yourself, though, isn't it?
That was September, and even in December, I found myself using the skills that he'd given me. I'd messaged the guy 7 or 8 times between July and end of November, and then he finally replied end of November with this list of questions. And one of them was, I've spoken to agencies before and they always tell me they can save me money.
Sure.
So my answer to that was, there's nowhere in the world anyone can guarantee they're going to save you money at this point. I didn't know where he travelled. I didn't know what class he travelled. I didn't know how far in advance he would book his travel.
So before you know any of that, how can you make that guarantee? Right?
Yeah. So I said to him, if anyone tells you at this point they can save you money, they're lying. And it's one of the things that I learned, because it was about how to overcome objections. And to me, that was an objection. And I just like to be straight with people.
Yeah.
Because if I say, I'll definitely save you money, at that point, start booking the travel, is like, you've saved me nothing.
What does that do? Right?
Yeah, I said I can save you money.
I mean, ultimately, nobody benefits from that. You at best, it's a nuisance for that person, but at worst, it can be quite damaging for you, right?
Yeah.
Why take that?
Yeah.
Why take that on?
And as luck would have it, I saved them $7,000 on their first business trip.
As it happens. $7,000, Jesus Christ.
I know. Yeah, they spent a lot of money on that trip.
See, I told you I couldn't guarantee you anything. But it's something. You heard it here, folks. Yeah. But so that's incredible, right? So like you said earlier, you started off doing or working at Sainsbury's as it felt like a need.
Yeah.
And you started to enjoy it, which is brilliant. But that moment where it's like, this is just something I have to do. And some people will feel like resentment towards that, won't they? And I don't know if you felt that at all, but some people feel they kind of resent the fact that they have to do this.
Yeah.
And they sometimes take the mindset that it's just a thing I have to do, and I have to just put in the hours and almost disassociate myself from it, so I don't get like bogged down with it, so I can focus on the thing I'm really trying to build up. But it sounds like you kind of made the most of all the opportunities. So not only did you start to get into that and actually, you know what, I'm actually really enjoying this, and I'm working towards that future that secures what I'm trying to do for my career, but also for my family. It sounds like you turned what was a very, very tricky scenario to start with into actually a very favourable one quite quickly.
Yeah. It's happened slower than I would have liked.
Sure.
But quicker than I expected.
Sure.
So it was just needs must.
Yeah,
at the time,
which is, I mean, absolutely. And I think what this demonstrates, I think there'll probably be a lot of people, maybe even watching this or listening to you, who might be in similar scenarios, right? Or because we can all find ourselves in those positions where we have to rebuild, we have to start again, we have to, draw a line under something and move to a completely different direction without really knowing or having a sense of, I might have a plan, but I don't know if that plan's going to materialize.
Yes.
But through the tenacity of you going, look, not only do I have to do this, but I'm going to also spend some time looking at investing in myself.
Yeah.
You talked about this guy who's helping you out with sales training, some of which you managed to afford at the time and push into recognizing it was an investment. But that takes a mindset.
Yeah.
It takes the mindset of actually, you wouldn't have done that had you not really believed that you would get to that point of going, great, I'm now in a place where I need to be.
Yeah. 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 So I guess I got it from my dad, really. He worked at the same place for, well, God, couldn't tell you, 30, 35 years. But there was a time where we needed money in the late 80s, early 90s, and he went out and got another job.
Yeah.
So he was doing shift work.
Sure.
But then he was then doing deliveries for Avis. And it was a job that he enjoyed as well because he loved cars, loved driving.
Yeah.
So it worked for him.
Well,
and it worked for all of us.
Yeah.
And I wanted to lead by that or follow that example for my kids.
Yeah.
So when I went self-employed, I was told you can go to the job centre and you can get benefit from them. So I looked into that and I did join up with them, and I thought, I don't know what sort of example that sets to my kids. This is the easy way. Go and get paid money for doing nothing, or earn that money. So by going to Sainsbury's, I was doing 21 hours a week. It only worked out I was earning about £300 a month because of what I would have got from the universal credit.
Sure, I understand.
But that 300 quid still, number one, went a long way, and number two, hopefully would start teaching my kids that work for what you want. Don't just expect it to be handed to you. And now it's reaping benefits, and I can actually get back to spending time with them and book us holidays. We didn't go on holiday last year because of everything I was building. So they're desperate to go abroad.
I mean, but there's this. I mean, I hear what you're saying, and I think that not only are you setting an example in terms of the hard work as its own reward, I guess, is the kind of message that you're trying to get across.
Yeah,
but there's so many things about what you've done that must be setting amazing examples. Like, because even if I took that out of the equation, right? If I took the whole, do I choose between this or this?
Yeah.
Again, it's that tenacity of going, I'm starting again. I'm starting from scratch. I just need to build. That in itself is a huge lesson.
Yeah.
That in itself is a huge, like, if you really want something, you believe in it, you just have to put everything of yourself into getting there.
Yeah.
I mean, on the flip side, we have conversations about burning out. We have conversations about, looking after ourselves and not completely burning the candle at both ends. But like you say, there are times where needs must, and we can't quite marry those two conversations together.
Yeah. Yeah. It takes a lot of family support.
Yeah.
So obviously it put a lot of strain on my wife.
Sure.
Because she's bringing up the kids technically on her own through that period. So her support has really helped because I was working evenings at the weekends.
Yeah.
So I've got no time to do anything around the house. So it's all falling on her to do. So without her support and the support of my brother and my parents, I wouldn't have got anywhere near as far as I have. Because of them holding me up. I think that's why I haven't burnt out yet. And I got to the point where I could give up in time and not get to that point of complete burnout.
Yeah.
Well, it was tiring. It was
the
two jobs,
the
business club, coaching my son's football team. It was a busy time.
Basically, every hour that God sends, you're pushing towards something, right?
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
Hey, I mean, that's also something that is great to hear. You talk about the huge family support that you had. I mean, kudos to them, and kudos to you as a unit for kind of coming together like that. Because you can't do that on your own. And had you not mentioned that, perhaps I wouldn't have necessarily got that message out. But it's such a key one.
Yeah.
If you're trying to navigate all this alone.
Yeah.
What a lonely place to be.
Yeah. Couldn't imagine it.
Yeah.
I'd hate to have been in that situation.
Yeah, but crazy. But again, I've said this several times now, but I'll say it again. Like, hats off to you. Like, that's really inspiring. Like, the fact that you took all of that on, knew exactly where you're going to get to, and here you are now. Like, just last weekend, you managed to go, right, big step now.
Yeah.
A massive milestone that maybe didn't come as quickly as you liked, but came quicker than you expected it to. Whatever, it's happened.
Yeah.
And now you're looking towards bigger and better things.
Yeah.
Tell us what that is. What are those bigger and better things? Where are you going next?
So it's to continue growing the business. Initially, my thought was, I'll just do this on my own to get through.
Sure.
But it has the potential to grow and grow to the point where my wife, her background is travel. So she's like, well, I can work for you. Yeah, exactly. And I think things are getting so hard for the younger generation now with finding jobs. Yeah. So if I can build something and it grows excessively, I want to be in a place where they don't necessarily have to worry so much, where they can either come into the travel industry as well, if that's something they want to do, or they can have money from it, to just help them. I've had so much help over the years from my dad, where I've needed it, and I want to be in a position where I can help my family in that way as well.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, and like you say, it is things are just becoming exponentially tougher. You know, if you don't have some leverage behind you, if you haven't got some scaffold around you, I can't imagine what that's like. You know, navigating stuff that costs 10 times what it used to, navigating just staying alive day to day is no mean feat for a lot of people in the kind of economic sense. And similarly, I've had loads of help from parents. Getting things off the ground, moving forward, and without it, I don't know where I'd be. So, but that's a great mindset. You know, helping your family get to a situation, kids get to a situation where actually they have the bit more freedom of choice as to what they want to do, rather than have to do things and get stuck in places they may not necessarily want to get to.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the challenge.
It is. Yeah. I agree. Awesome. Nice one, Darren. So with that whole journey then, and you told us beautifully at the beginning around some of the value that it provides, some of the emotional baggage, dare I use that term as a bit of a pun, I guess, that you can alleviate from people in the work that you do. You've clearly been through your own roller coaster, right? And not only the 28 years that you've had in the travel industry, where you've seen it all, you've done it all, you bought the t-shirt, like there's nothing that will surprise you, touch wood, coming up. You also have so much experience in your own emotional set, right? So this, which tells me, and it gives me that kind of sense of when people are coming to you and with problems they need solving in the heat of the moment, in the times where, hey, look, actually, if I don't get this done, not only is it going to cost me money because of the logistics of flying somewhere or whatever, but I could be losing a hell of a lot more for the consequences, corporate, etc. The fact that you've been where you've been and seen all the things you've seen and had all the experience that you've had, that must just put you a step above.
It's just knowledge is power, isn't it? And when you've experienced these things, and when you experience these things, I think I touched on it earlier, it's about passing those things on as well to other people. Because I think that's the only way we're going to learn, and everyone be able to help everybody that they need to. Because it's not about I'm better than this person or I'm different to that person. We've all got the same end goal. We all want to make a living.
Of course.
And the way to do that is to make ourselves better,
Yeah.
and help other people, make them better as well.
Brilliant.
Yeah, you just don't know what's going to come of relationships at any point. I've got a meeting tomorrow with someone that I met 18 months ago randomly on a train. That he got in touch with me the other day. He's like, I've been thinking about you with some new clients that I've got. That
Left an impression.
Yeah. And it was literally a train journey from Three Bridges to London Bridge.
And all I did was give up my seat, That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. But what a great philosophy, though, like every connection matters, and every, helping people out, helping leverage people around you, elevating them is its own reward, not only because of how it makes us feel, but hey, look, later down the line, these things can come back full circle and really, show some wonderful things that you would never have in a million years guessed would happen.
Yeah. I said knowledge is power, but also just as important is it's who you know, not what you know.
Yes.
Because, and with relationships with people, I can't discount anybody because people move around jobs. So you might be at a company where they do 2,000 bookings a month, a week, some. But then you might go somewhere that doesn't do that much. And it's just dumped on someone's desk in the office to book travel. Well, their time could be used somewhere else within the business.
Yeah.
Not trying to source the best flights and options.
I mean, sometimes outsourcing that kind of thing really makes sense. Like, not just because, it's easier, it's because it frees some other resource up that would have otherwise been, just dedicated to that, and there's no need.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I think people get the conception that it's going to be more expensive to use somebody when that's not necessarily the case. Like if you pay a small fee for booking the flight, some people charge, £10 for booking a European flight. Some people charge 25, 35. But the time that it takes to book that travel, what is your hourly rate yourself is a way I've described it to someone before. And I've never thought of it that way.
Yeah. So, just not even just those logistics, but just like the headache.
Yeah, the stress factor.
The stress factor, the time factor, the everything.
Yeah.
So brilliant, man.
Yeah.
Excellent.
When 90% of travel is stress-free because nothing goes wrong. But that 10%.
And that's the 10% you don't forget.
Yeah, exactly.
Like those are burned into your memories forever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because that and that's the thing, right? So if you're talking corporate wise, you could be talking about something where money is saved, business deals are saved, whatever it is, the reason for that travel is needed is saved. When that doesn't go right, obviously depends on the scenario.
Yeah.
But that could mean a nuisance. It could mean lots of money. Or lots of opportunities gone for that one thing that didn't go right.
Yeah.
On the leisure side of it, like that, hey, we need our downtime, right? People book these things deliberately because this is it. This is my time to get space away from the grind, to reset, to replenish myself. If that goes wrong because of travel issues, flights messing up, whatever it might be, you will never forget that. Yeah. That's the only memory you're going to have of that holiday excursion, wherever it is.
Yeah.
And you come back thinking, am I rejuvenated? Am I replenished?
Yep.
Have I had? No.
Yeah. A holiday of mine when I was younger to Tenerife. I think it was a Tenerife we went to. And the biggest thing I can remember was the delay that we had going out. We lost a day of the holiday. And that's kind of I remember walking back and forward in the airport because it was the middle of the night and they didn't give us any information. They might have been Mallorca, actually, when we were really young. And that's the part of the holiday that really sticks in mind.
That's what sticks out, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. That and me and my brother wearing multicoloured tops, multicoloured board shorts,
nice.
Switching socks. So we had one luminous sock of each colour on each.
I mean, who wouldn't do that, right?
I mean, we were 7 and 8.
I mean,
so,
okay,
it's
sorry.
fine. Yeah.
No, that's not something I might have done recently. No.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to Butlins this weekend, so anything can happen.
Anything goes. Fantastic. Oh, awesome. Darren, that's awesome, man. And look, if you had one final message to give to people about either what you do or what you've seen or what you've done, what would that be?
Work out where you want to go and how you and what your driving force is. So my driver is my family and providing for them. Then work on yourself. So learn new things, develop yourself, invest in yourself, and build relationships with people, because we are starting to lose it a little bit because of the computer age, but still people buy from people.
Yeah.
There's still a generation that want a human and want to be able to relate to that person because they're going to be working with them on some important stuff, on some life memories with holidays.
Yeah.
So yeah, and never rule out a relationship because you don't know where it's going to lead in the future.
That's powerful, man. I love that.
Cool.
Love that. That's great. That's there's so much in there, which fantastic. Darren, thanks so much for that. Where can people go to find out more about you?
Yeah, so you can find me on LinkedIn.
Yep.
LinkedIn.com/Darren-Lang.
Great.
And our website, zenithblack.co.uk.
Awesome.
You can find out a lot of information there. Obviously, I'm on Facebook.
Obviously.
Yeah, you can find me there. Don't really do the other ones, but
fair enough. Yeah, fair play.
That's where to find me. Get in touch, and all my details, if you want them, are on LinkedIn. My email address, my mobile number. So yeah, always available for new people.
Fantastic, Darren. Thanks so much. It's been wonderful talking to you, and you've had some insights here that are just brilliant. Yeah. And I hope everyone who's been listening can take some lessons from that, because there's some incredible things. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Great, awesome. So guys, look, if you've been inspired by Darren as much as I have, please do check out his website, his LinkedIn. I'll put all the links in the description below for you to follow. Otherwise, give this a like, give it a subscribe, and I'll see you next time.